Hey, what's going on, everybody? John Filax report. So, Senator Dianne Feinstein wrote this bill. It's insane. She used to carry a concealed weapon. She understands the need to arm yourself. She said if someone was going to try to take her out, she was going to try to take them with her. She used to go visit her husband at the hospital, and she'd carry a gun on her, a weapon. Now she wants to ban almost every single weapon. And now you got the young Turks, these retards here who are anti-gun because they don't understand guns, and they got three retards here going to tell you about guns. So I'm going to play this newscast, and then I'm going to stop it and comment on it because it's pretty unbelievable.
Dianne Feinstein has put across a assault weapons ban in the Senate.
Right away, assault weapons ban. Nobody can define what an assault weapon is.
Today, and it is actually pretty sweeping in terms of the sorts of bans that it would have. She ticked off a lot of the boxes that I know that strong liberals who are in favor of gun control would want. So let's give you some details on those. Feinstein's bill would ban semi-automatic rifles and handguns that have fixed magazines capable of carrying more than 10 rounds.
Semi-automatic handguns and rifles that have what is fixed magazine? What does that mean? A magazine is, the whole point of a magazine is so you can detach it and reattach a new one. So I don't understand what fixed magazine means. Second of all, almost every rifle and handgun can take clips that carry more than 10 bullets. So that would mean almost every semi-automatic rifle and handgun would be banned, which is 80% or better of all guns.
As well as semi-automatic shotguns that have folding or detachable stocks.
Folding or detachable stocks, which makes zero difference.
Pistol grips, forward grips, or fixed magazines with room.
Pistol grips. So now there you go. So now I have a 12 gauge Mossberg with a pistol grip, so I can protect my house. Now all of a sudden, this gun's going to be illegal, and I'm going to be in violation of some law. Oh wait, unless I'm grandfathered in, but no one else could ever have a 12 gauge with a pistol grip now, because Dianne Feinstein decided that's an assault weapon.
For more than 5, I apologize, that cuts off there. I'm not sure exactly where we were going with that.
5 rounds.
Exactly, 5 rounds, I imagine. And all told, 150 types of semi-automatic weapons. So that...
Again, almost every gun will be banned under this Feinstein legislation.
That's pretty sweeping. Before we get to the commentary, let's have a little bit of the video of Dianne Feinstein talking about this at the press conference today.
Today, my colleagues and I are introducing a bill to prohibit the sale, transfer, manufacture, and importation of assault weapons.
What's an assault weapon, Mrs. Feinstein? Again, they're using the word assault erroneously. I can assault you with a butter knife. I can assault you with a spork. I can assault you with a straw. I can assault you with a wooden stick, a wooden spike, a rock, a brick. But they don't call them assault bricks. They don't call them assault toothbrushes. They don't call them assault pillowcases. They don't call them assault fists. The word assault is being used erroneously to ban almost every type of gun, period. This is what they're trying to do to you. Don't let them fool you.
And large capacity ammunition feeding devices.
Large capacity ammunition feeding devices. That's called a magazine. So she's saying large capacity. Again, the word large is what do you call that? It's vague. So that would be void for vagueness right there. Notice they're using erroneous terms and vague terms now.
Can accept more than 10 rounds.
Now, how does she get to decide how many rounds are in my magazine? If I need to defend myself against however many people, why does she get to tell me how I can defend myself? Who is she, God?
We prohibit 158 specifically named military style.
Again, here we go again, military style. So what she's saying is the manufacturers took regular rifles, like hunters use, semi-automatic rifles, and they made them military style. So they made them look like the ones the military has, even though they're just a hunting rifle.
Firearms. The purpose is to dry up the supply of these weapons over time.
The purpose is to make sure no one can get their hands on regular old weapons. Weapons in general. And again, large feeding capacity ammunition devices. Why do police carry 16, 17 rounds? The same reason they carry 16, 17 rounds plus two more clips, high capacity clips, is because to defend themselves. The same reason we want to have high capacity clips if for self-defense. Now you're going to listen to these three morons talk about guns like they know it, like they have a clue, and they act like they have a clue. Listen.
Yeah, and it wasn't in there, and if it was, I missed it. She says no weapon is being taken from anyone.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, no weapons being taken from anyone yet. I'm sure they'll go for that in the future. And she's trying to drop supply, so she's taking away the availability of future buys and people who want a pistol grip shotgun. Oh my God!
I have a feeling that Republican or conservative radio personalities probably will miss that little fine text there.
Now he's playing the left-right paradigm, conservative radio. Like it makes a difference. They're both on the same team, dumbass.
But what do you think about this? I honestly don't know your positions on gun control, but this is a big bill. As she says, it's going to be an uphill battle to get it passed, but I think liberals will probably be pretty happy with this.
You think?
Yeah. It depends, but you go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think it's so specific, right? So are we leaving out some other military-style assault weapons that, potentially do 4 rounds or something like that, right? Like, it's so specific that I think that it's not broad enough for some people that are really...
It's not broad enough to ban almost every gun out there. It's not broad enough to ban almost every gun out there. That's what she's saying right now.
strict on gun control, but I think it's actually a really positive step, right? At least we're trying to take some guns off the streets, and we're not taking away anyone's rights, right? You can keep your gun if you have one of these. So I think it'll make some people happy.
We're not taking guns off the streets. You can keep yours. Oh, you can keep yours. Oh, thanks a lot. Like, I need you to tell me that.
On that front.
Yeah, I mean, it says right there, that it includes a grandfather clause that would exempt assault weapons that are lawfully possessed on the date the law would be enacted.
Yeah.
So
lawfully possessed. What does that mean now? There you go. More vagueness.
nobody's getting their guns taken away as long as you own them lawfully. There's no...
As long as you own them lawfully. What does that mean? I have always owned them lawfully. You're the ones that are making them unlawful by passing stupid legislation that's unconstitutional and violates the Second Amendment.
problem with that.
Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. That's as plain as day.
And, background checks are going to be required before you can sell or transfer that weapon to somebody else. And
see, there you go again. So there you go. So if I have my semi-automatic grandfathered in, they're not going to take my gun. They're just making it illegal for me to sell it to somebody. So again, this bill too, another thing is they're trying to say the gun show loophole. Loophole. Gun show loophole is another buzzword that means I sell my gun to another person. That's called it would be just like selling my phone to somebody. We need to close the cell phone loophole. We don't want people selling their cell phones to people who can sell cell phones and use cell phones. If I want to sell my gun to somebody now, it's going to be illegal if I don't get the government involved. This lady's a moron.
that's not taking the gun away from you. That's not taking the right away from you. It's just...
No, it's not taking the gun. It just makes me have to check with the government to sell my private property. It doesn't become private anymore. That's your liberty being taken away. When they can tell you what you can do with your own private property, which this lady is fine with.
Saying, hey, listen, we got to make sure that the people who do get it are people who, deserve to get it.
Actually, you don't have to make sure of jack shit. You just need to mind your own business and stay out of the affairs of other people. It's none of your business what I have and what I sell.
Our law-abiding citizens aren't crazy, because...
Yeah, because you're not crazy. What if they determine you crazy?
Right now, obviously, we have a problem.
To me, you're talking crazy right now. You're talking anti-Second Amendment.
With crazy people getting access to guns.
Yeah.
So my question is, how...
Again, another vague term, crazy people. They've been calling Alex Jones crazy even though he has a clean record. So they decide Alex Jones is crazy and people like them in the government, then he can't have guns anymore.
will it affect secondary markets, right? Like, and how will it be enforced?
No, she's trying to act smart by talking about secondary markets.
I'm sure you have this great, new potential law and so much legislation being put on the table, but if it really happens, like, how will you control it outside of, you know, legal places that
Does it
sell guns?
close the
Is it
gun
actually-
show loophole,
Exactly.
for example?
Exactly.
Does it close the private sale, you know, where people can go in as a straw buyer?
There you go again. Close gun show loophole. Another buzzword for a private sale. She says, close the private sale. So if I'm a private citizen and I want to sell my private property to another private citizen, this lady has a serious problem with it for some reason. We need to close the loophole. That's a buzzword created by liberals like her, which means you sell your private property to somebody else. Stop the private sale of your private property. That's your liberty being taken away.
And buy guns. They're law-abiding. They can pass the background check, so they go and they buy it for people who can't pass it. They're able to, you know, we have...
And she's talking about straw man. You could do straw man even without the loophole, dumbass. She's saying a guy who can pass a background check goes and buys a gun from the gun show, which anybody can do that, and then goes and sells it to people who can't. Anybody can do that. There's no loophole.
These huge loopholes that make it possible.
Oh my God!
You know, in the old 1994 ban that went away, that had some really strange, you know, just restrictions on it, like little things that you couldn't have, and you could have that manufacturers were found very easy to bypass and to get around.
Yeah.
So, you know, to me, this is maybe a great thing, good for her. You know, but if that's a
Good for her that she's passing completely unconstitutional bans against your Second Amendment. She wants to ban almost every gun out there.
she believes in, then that's what she should put forward. But does it have the kind of loopholes that make it essentially a nothing burger?
Yeah. I'm very glad that you brought that up. One of the major criticisms of the previous assault weapons ban, one is that it had a sunset provision, which this one thankfully does not. But
oh, thank God this one doesn't have a sunset provision, so we can ban your guns forever. Oh, I can't even do any more of this. These guys they know nothing about guns. They use erroneous terms like assault. They use vague terms like, I forget what it was, but you see, it's erroneous, vague. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what guns, they don't realize they're trying to ban they're trying to ban almost every gun and private sale of guns. They're telling you what you can do with your own private property. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. They want your guns. This is step one. The next step will be, you don't need 10 rounds. Why does anybody need 10 rounds? We should go down to 5 rounds. And then after that, it'll be, we need to put a big tax on ammunition, so it'll be way too expensive to buy. And morons like this are the cause for this country and the Constitution going down the tubes. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So, get out there, buy your guns, get your assault rifles, buy lots of ammunition, and etc., 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 etc. Thanks for watching the John Felix Report. Bye.